What's up, guys? It's Jay Skate Day with another shoe review, and today we have the New Balance 480s, and these are actually really sick. I was talking to one of the guys at the shop, and they were saying that this is like New Balance's version of the Dunk, and you know how Alexis Sablon's shoe is like Converse's version of the Dunk. I definitely see what they're saying, and when I had these shoes on my feet, I can feel what they're saying. Honestly, this is a really good feeling shoe. I'm not gonna lie. So this shoe has a lot of cool things going on with it. A lot of different technologies that I'm not entirely too sure goes into the shoe just yet. I got the shoe a little bit early, so I'm gonna skate it first and be able to give you a little bit more on the details when it officially drops later in this video. So I will catch you then. All right, like I said earlier, we're at Big Tempe Skate Park. I'm gonna skate these New Balances, let you guys know how they skate. Go from there. Don't really have a game plan, it's hot. So it's actually been a couple days and we have the 480s, and I think I have a pretty good idea of what I feel about this shoe. So this shoe is an all leather upper, including the tongue. So every single part of this upper is made of leather, of course, except for your laces. Even the New Balance end, it does have like a more suede feel on the New Balance end, but it's definitely leather. You do have perforation holes at the toe to give you some type of airflow, and the inside of your tongue is made of mesh, but everything else, even the heel collar on the inside, is made of leather. Do know that before you purchase a suit, because your foot will get hot in it, especially if you're in a hot area like I'm in Arizona right now, and the sun beats down on your feet, you will feel that for sure. But the absorbed insole that they put in here is pretty good at moisture wicking, so I didn't have any issues with my feet like sweating and getting slippery in the shoe. What's really sick about this insole, I don't really see stock insoles look like this, is although it's flat, it has raised areas on the top half versus the bottom half. So around the forefoot, it's raised, and it's a little bit more cushiony there. Around the ball of your heel, it's raised, it's a little more cushiony there. And what's cool, and I think is the best part, is the arch is slightly raised. Now it doesn't look like anything from here, it's pretty flat, but when it's in the shoe, because the shoe is cut a little skinnier like this is raised more, so it's pushing against your arch, kind of holding your arch in a good spot. For me, I found it pretty awesome because my foot doesn't sit flat in this shoe, but I don't know, it's just something I wanted to point out to you guys. The heel collar of the shoe is actually moderately padded. It's nothing crazy, but it's nothing not to be mentioned. And the tongue is moderately padded as well. I would say it's pretty medium. It's not thick, but it's not thin either, so it will do something for you. The selling point of the shoe is that it uses the Fuel Cell midsole and the Endurance outsole. So for anybody who knows anything about Fuel Cell, it is the material used in the midsole for the Tiago 1010s that make the Tiago 1010s take most of its impact. I think it's a pretty good midsole because it does do really well at shock absorption. Of course, it doesn't take all of the shock that you're looking for, but it definitely takes more than enough for sure, and it definitely puts Tiago's shoe in the more impact resistant line of shoes, especially when it comes to cup soles, and this shoe isn't that far off from it. I think the Tiagos take slightly more impact, but this shoe is pretty thick on the sole. So one thing I wanted to let you guys know about the shoes, where the stitching is kind of where your foot starts sitting on top of the sole. So it's a pretty thick sole. So for people who aren't used to a thicker cup sole or cup sole that stands you up a little bit taller, I will also urge you to check these shoes out, try them on, make sure that you're comfortable in them, comfortable with them, because it does add a little bit of weight, and it is going to put you slightly higher off the ground. I went from the New Balance 574 and Frankie Villani's 417 to these, and it's a pretty significant jump if you guys know how those two vulcanized shoes feel. So I'm a pretty good decent amount higher, and it was a different feel. It did take a minute for me to get used to board feel, but overall it's not a bad shoe. For me personally, I'm not too sure still how I'm feeling about the thickness of the sole. It is making it a little bit harder for me to adjust to certain tricks. When I do not think too much about my tricks and stuff like that, or when I'm trying, it tends to be pretty simple. But when I do have to start thinking about flip places and stuff like that, that's where I start throwing myself off. And I feel like that's what was throwing me off in getting used to this shoe. The endurance outsole is pretty grippy. I haven't had any issues at all with it, which is insane because for a shoe I don't have as much board feel in, this shoe definitely grips a lot more. Maybe it's because of how close the treading is. Definitely think that this shoe is made for somebody who wants to jump down more things than get technical. If you're more of a technical skater, I would definitely say check these shoes out at your local shop, see if they feel right on your feet. And if you do have like a board close by, stand on your board and make sure you can fill out your board well. Because for me, I skate a little bit more technical than I do drops. So I gear more towards a slightly thinner shoe. Although I love the amount of impact protection these give, it is throwing me off just a tad bit. Overall, my thought process on this shoe is that it is a pretty nicely constructed shoe. It definitely takes some time to break in, which I am not used to. It's been a while since I've had to break in a shoe for multiple days. My overall grading of this New Balance 480 and this couple of days I've been skating them, I put it at a 7. I wouldn't say it's a 6 because I'm definitely skating still good in them. I've had shoes that have been around this thickness or slightly less thick that have skated horrible for me. And I think that where this shoe loses in board feel, it gains in grip and durability and impact protection. So I can't be mad at it. Overall, it's a great capsule shoe. So for all you jumpers out there, definitely want to check out the 480s because this shoe is nothing short of an impact resistant shoe. So if you guys are willing to check that out or want to know a little bit more about the 480s and how I'm skating them, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and let me know if you enjoyed this shoe review by hitting that like button. That's it. It's Jay Skate Day here. Make today your day, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.